Hi, Scrappy friends. So I have a Scrappy Playdate with Alicia and Hannah video layout for you today. And we are using ephemera on our layouts today, like real ephemera. So I'm going to be using this pocket that has a card, and I'm going to be putting that map inside the pocket. I just didn't think I could fit it on my layout without it looking really tacky. So I am drawing some arrows that are inspired from that sticker sheet from Pretty Little Studio. And I got those at the Click Kit store. So I'm just kind of trying to figure out which direction I want it to go, because I know I want my photo to go on that card, and the card says compliments of Red Marlin Restaurant, and that is actually from the restaurant that was at the hotel that we stayed at when we were in San Diego for my daughter's Make-A-Wish trip, and we were at the Hyatt that is in next to the marina. Wow, I totally drew a blank on where that was. I am sorry for that. But yeah, we were in San Diego and we're near the marina. So if anybody knows where I'm talking about, just give me a thumbs up. So I'm looking at this Pink Fresh Studios paper just to get an idea of where I might want to add. I know I want to have like a border, but I really am digging this side border thing. And thank you, Alicia. You're the one who, really opened my eyes to this idea. So I'm trying to figure out if I want it on top or if I want it underneath. I did a layout the other day that I don't have a video for, but I did it on top, and I'm thinking that I want to do the white paper, on the top so that you will see more of the white paper. So here you see my trusty old mat that I actually kind of ditched for a little bit because I really need the lines. And this goes to show that yes, you don't need a mat with all the lines and everything on it in the grid, but there are some times where it's really nice to have something like this to be a little bit more precise. And if you can see, I have some washi tape on the sides, and that's just so that I know where 12 inches is, just so that if I lay it down, I can say, okay, I know this section is 12 inches. I don't have to think about it because I am not good at math. So I will sit there and go, wait, it's 4 or 2, and where does it have to be 12? And I know it's like really simple math, but sometimes when I'm crafting, I just want the answer right away. So now this part looked a little bit like off center, so I'm trying to fix it, and I'm realizing that I'm just having a really hard time. And I think some of it is this Pink Fresh Studio paper is a little bit bigger than 12 by 12. So it's causing me, excuse me, a little bit of a problem. And here I'm checking because I'm like, wait. Well, and I also know I want to use part of this. So on the one side, you see just a sliver of that paper. And I really didn't want you to be able to see that it's like really crazy dimensional. I just wanted the lines. And so I'm going to put this over to the side. And so you're still only going to see a little bit of that lined. And it just has pictures of arrows, and it has a whole bunch of hand-drawn stuff. It has like a house and hearts and a bird. I don't really care about a lot of that, but I just thought the arrows was really fun, so that's why I only showed part of it. So if a little while ago I had cut that card so I could use a little bit of that purple part. So here I'm just putting this down, getting it all even, and I do have to cut it a little bit because it is off a little bit. So, or maybe I don't. Maybe I just leave it, but it isn't straight. It goes over the edge. So I'm thinking that I want to use that Love paper from Pink Fresh Studios, and it just doesn't really work because it's just too big. So here I am. I just pulled out this paper in vellum from Pretty Little Studios. It came in a pack that I got at the Click Kits. So if you guys are looking for like, small little odds and end things like a little pack of paper or just like some cute little embellishments, go check them out because I went over to their store and I seen a few little things, just a couple of little things, just to like those stickers, and I found that pad, or it's like a package of like, it has some vellum and it has some like really cute designs and stuff. So, and they just add stuff to go along with like some of their kits and stuff, and if they have leftover stuff, it's in the store and stuff. So it's just was really fun, and it really goes along with this Pink Fresh Studios stuff. So I was like, yes. So I'm going to use this heart vellum. Now, they had a vellum that had the arrows, but I just thought it was a little bit too much. And the arrows really have nothing to do with the photo, and I'm going to tell you about the photo because I can see this video is not as long as some of my other videos. It didn't take me very long to do this layout. So this is a picture of cookies and milk, and it is a crappy picture because it was taken on my phone that wasn't working very well because of all the humidity next to the water. And our hotel room was like right next to the water. So, but it gets the memory across really, and that is why I scrapped it. So there was one day in the afternoon where we were chilling in our room, and we were like, man, I really want something sweet. We want something cookies. And then at some point, I think my husband like fell asleep, and we forgot to look for a place because we were going to look for like a cupcake shop or something. And we forgot, and by the time we figured out what time it was like 6, and we were like, man, I don't know what's open. I think it was a Sunday, if I remember correctly. And we were just like, man, there's no way we're going to be able to find a place. And when like 10 minutes later, after we kind of given up hope, we got a ring at the doorbell, and it was the service people with this tray of cookies and milk. And they're like, here, this is for you guys. It's from from the restaurant, and they had us send it up. And so like we didn't, it was just compliments. They just sent it up for us because we had visited the restaurant a couple times as of this time. And so we had seen, talked with a few of the different servers and everything, and they kind of started to get to know us a little bit and knew that we were here on a Make-A-Wish trip. And so it was just really, really nice and cool that we got these cookies and milk. And I mean, these were humongous cookies. I mean, it's really hard to tell from the picture, but they threw like chocolate chips on the plate, and oh my gosh. So it was just like the perfect thing to curb that sweet tooth. And yes, we didn't go to, a really cool like cupcake shop to somewhere in San Diego, but I mean, it really was something that we wanted, something sweet, and it was just the simplicity of like a chocolate chip cookie sometimes is like all you need. So it was just really fun, and it was just really nice that they had sent that to us because, I mean, room service is not cheap, when you order room service. So it was just really fun, and it just really kind of made that experience, and it put that restaurant or that hotel and all the people who worked there just like, a notch above, what we were expecting to get from, I mean, we weren't expecting it. And so it was just something really, really nice. So as I was talking, I put all these layers together in my usual fashion. Now at this point, I'm really thinking about, I want to keep it easy because I don't want to overdo it. And so I take that sticker that says Dream Bigger, and I'm going to outline, well, first I start outlining the insides because I think you can't really see the dream very well over top of the top part. And I really want it to stand out a little bit so you can read it. And so I cut this down a little bit so you didn't have to see most of my head. And so I ended up outlining the whole thing, and I'm not really crazy about it, but it does make it easier to see. So, you know, it's one of those things that sometimes you start doing something and you realize, oh crap, I gotta finish it. So, you know, and it ended up making it so that it pops out more. So, which is what I wanted. So here I'm going through these die cuts real quick. I say real quick. It seems like real quick. I'm going through the die cuts from the kit, from Up in the Clouds kit and collection. And I'm just looking for ones that kind of go along. And one says This Way to Happiness, and then one says Head into Clouds. So I just think they're both really cute, and I like the pink, and it kind of just helps tie a little bit more. And I did add a little bit more of that purple up in that top corner, just so that I have another little cluster. And I'm not doing like 3 clusters. Sometimes I like to have it be, you know, more of that triangle, but I really like that more diagonal kind of flow that I think it's giving. So I'm going to add some of these wooden button bead things from the kit. And I just add 2. I don't want to overdo it. And then I did add that from my embellishment kit that says Love Life, that wooden like button. And these are pretty dimensional, but I kind of like it because that folder is pretty dimensional too. And so, like I said, I did put the journaling in there, and I mean, you guys seen me write the journaling. I just told you, I wrote down what I told you guys, and I just stuck it in there because I didn't know. I could have did it on the paper, but I kind of felt like with the everything, it was going to be a little too busy. So I had a pocket. Why not use it? And yes, you might have to, at some point, have to search in there through it, but that's okay to me because, you know, it kind of is like this fun little scavenger hunt. So I'm putting these arrows, and I'm almost done. I'm going to do my date stamp. But I put those arrows, and I just put some underneath the title, which is Dream Bigger. And I put one in the direction of the photo and then one in the heart up at the top cluster. So I just use a few. And at this point, I really just feel like it's pretty much done. So I'm going to outline the outsides just to kind of bring it all together because there is a lot of white, you know, even with all the busyness. But I just feel like it kind of ties everything together. And I'm going to do a few crisscrosses up in the corners just to kind of make it look maybe a little more sketchy or doodly. And then that is it. So you guys are going to see all the close-ups. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you guys go over to Elisa's channel and check out what she made. She's baking something with ephemera. And so also, if you guys want to play along, you know, we'd love to see your guys' stuff too. So I hope you guys have a great week. Bye.